3, 2. Welcoming Gilbert Burns here to the program today. UFC Fight Night 90, come up July 7th in MGM Grand Garden Arena, Las Vegas. It's during that, UFC 200 fight week. It's a huge week of fights. It's a big deal, really, for the UFC. The compilation going from July 7th, July 8th, July 9th. Your show starts off the weekend. And I do have some friends that actually going to all three fights, and they bought tickets. It's an expensive weekend for a lot of fans as well, because they're flying in and hotel and all that stuff. So, but it's an event. It's like a week vacation for a lot of people. They're planning their whole week's summer vacation wrapped around this event. Does that give you a little bit more pride when you get up and work out? Does it give you a little bit more? I got to get up and work out a little bit harder because there's gonna be a lot more people watching me than a normal fight night.
A little bit more, but nothing compared to fight home. When I fight home, just did my couple fights in Brazil. That was kind of a lot of pressure, especially I did 2 on Rio, my hometown. So all my parents there, all the family, a lot of friends. Kind of it is a big deal, but now I'm getting more used to it with the tournament, with the UFC, with all the media. So it is a big deal. I'm looking forward to fight. Get a awesome good performance and be there Friday and Saturday to keep watching. They have a lot of things. They have the National Jiu-Jitsu too. They have the Expo, everything. So I'm really excited for this week. Hope I'm working pretty hard too, as always. But I'm looking forward to this whole big event.
You're in a weird position, obviously being Brazilian. Your fans in Brazil are the most rabid fans in MMA. They are the most loyal. They don't care what you've done anywhere else. When it's your time to fight and you're Brazilian and you're fighting in Brazil, they are 100% behind you. So I understand that kind of pressure when you're fighting at home, because everybody's very passionate about their national members fighting. It's crazy when you go down there. And I've never fought in Brazil, but I've cornered in Brazil, and I was amazed at the ferocity that they go after Americans. Not like physical violence, but for sure they're not on your side. You're fighting a Brazilian, they are not on your side. So that kind of pressure, you have to kind of take that out, because that's the extreme. That's the worst it can possibly be for you, because you know that everybody in the arena, all 15,000 fans in the arena, are on your side. Unless you're fighting another Brazilian, then it switches. But if you're fighting anybody else, a Canadian, a Peruvian, a Mexican, a Russian, makes no difference. They're on your side. So that pressure I kind of get. Do you feel like, though, now that especially now with the Black Zillions and Vitor Belfort's team and all that you feel like now that Americans fans are getting more and more on your side as you're fighting? Because at 10-1, that's a huge mark in MMA. And I don't care if you fought all tomato cans. At 10-1, it's a huge mark, and you fought a lot of good guys coming up before you lost your last one to Megadov.
Yeah, so I'm still learning, still on the process. So my last fight, like you said, it was my first loss, but I learned a lot. I get too emotional on that fight. It's kind of like the bad things that come for good things. So I learned a lot. That guy was very tough. I still gotta watch the fight over and over again.
Right.
I still doing a lot of good things at the fight. I fight a high level guy. He just got on top 14 at division, so I know I'm the right way. And the things here, I'm training a lot of top level guys like Rashad, Vitor. I'm getting a lot of experience. And since my last fight, I was dealing very good with that thing, with the pressure coming to the fight. On the last fight, I felt a little bit, because I don't know if I was controlling all the atmosphere, but the day of the fight, I feel kind of emotional. I did the fight so emotional. I put a lot of pressure in the beginning, then I guess out a little bit at the end of the first round. Then I gotta come back, and then I get frustrated with the striking. I take him down, couldn't finish, so was a lot of feeling. And then I didn't fight the way I would like to fight. I didn't fight very smart. A couple of times I want to bang. I want to make that statement on my striking, that I'm a BJJ guy, but get better on striking. Was kind of a lot of things. That's why I take a break. You gotta train again, get relaxed, put all the stuff together, watch the fights over and over, watch with the coach, point the good things, point the bad things, was a lot of emotional things. A couple of times I didn't fall smart. I just want to fight back. I want to fight back. So that was, I think, most of the big mistake was that I didn't fight smart. I couldn't. Sometimes the guy is a kind of high, very high level guy. Magomedov has a lot of wins. He has national boxing background, all the sambo background. He's very tough. He fights so patient, and I get kind of frustrated at the fight, but was kind of I learned a lot on that fight. I keep pointing all my mistakes, trying to get him better, working hard, and looking forward to my next fight. I think was kind of like I give like one step back to give more steps forwards. I think I grow like a lot as a man, as a fighter on my last fight.
I talked to Coach Neil Melanson a little bit about it, and he said the same thing too. That you grew a lot from your last fight till now. Camp's a little bit different for you. Your attitude's a little bit different for you. You're not getting as frustrated in different positions. Like even your coaches are seeing the things that you're trying to work on. They see it as well. So it's obviously working. You know, whatever you're doing is obviously working. But you said earlier you took a break after that last loss, and that fight is in November 2015. Like you said, your first loss. Were there any times where the UFC called and said, "Hey, we want you to fight," and you said no? Or was it a situation that you told them that you'll call them and let them know when you're ready to fight, and then when you were ready to get back into it, you called them and said, "Hey, put me back in"?
Actually, I rest all December, January. I come back to train, and then I say, hey, I want to fight April. And then it was kind of like a lot of stuff going on. They tried to put the event in Brazil in March, didn't happen, and then a lot of things, and then they just put me to July. So it was kind of. I believe a lot of the UFC when we call them, they say, "Oh, we have different plans for Gilbert. Maybe we wait a little bit more." And then I was happy about it. I was just keep training, I just try to keep improving, like you said. Coaching you was like a very good thing for the team. I feel like he's very smart. He and him working together is kind of like it's kind of like all I need. So Henry has all that background on the kickboxing. Like he has a lot of vision on the stand-up fight, and he was a guy who can mix very good. So I'm working a lot with both. Like that thing that get patient with the guys. Come back and forth. Come a lot of guys from Holland, from a lot of different places here to spar with us. And sometimes it's kind of like I have a hard time. Like I try to go forward, try to put my pressure. And then before my last fight, I was getting very frustrated when I couldn't have my rhythm, when I couldn't get on a good distance. Now after that fight, I can feel like even if sometimes I cannot get my distance, I get a couple hits. I keep composed. I keep there. I keep look for my place. You know, I start to get more calm. Before I was getting very frustrated. I want to bang. I want to fight. I want to like impose my rhythm, my rhythm. But now I'm getting calm. I'm getting relaxed. Try to relax more. Sit up, fakes, move. Then sometimes when I don't have a reset, and then I come back, I think that was the most thing that I learned on that process. That like I just fight in November, but all that way long, I keep training, keep coming every day, working a lot with Henry, new couple guys, and I think that's my improvement. Getting more calm on the bad position. Like even when the things are worse, I cannot do nothing. I'm feeling bad. I still compose, still calm, get my rhythm back. I think that was the most thing.
I think a lot of it had to do too that you took all of December off. Like very few fighters do that after a fight. They don't take time. They'll take a week off or 2 weeks off, but they don't take a long extended time to let their body heal up. So part of it too, I think you weren't as sore, you weren't as hurt when you started training again in January. So you weren't like, oh, I got to protect my shoulder, or I got to protect my knee, or I got to protect some injury I have. You were like, everything's healed, I'm good. And so now when I start training, it's like you're training again when you first started as a white belt, but you have the black belt knowledge. So you're like, okay, nothing hurts, everything's square. I can now go back into it and start training. So that long extended break, and then the long extended, not really training camp, but training, like you said, every day being in the gym. That's huge. That's actually a smart way. And if it works for you, you should almost follow that same pattern every time. The problem is, if you want to fight 4 times a year, you can't take a month off after every fight because you'll never be able to get back in the training camp. You know, it's super hard.
Yeah. And the funny thing was kind of like I was doing like a couple little mistakes, but I kept winning fights. I had like 10-0, and that little things I don't like to say I didn't see, but I look, I see, but it's nothing that like it was bothering me. So
Right.
okay, I'm doing the little things, but it's easy. So I kind of cover a little bit. But then after that fight, I know, bro, I gotta fix that things, and then I stopped. That's why I reset. I had I did the BJJ European tour, so I went on a lot of different places. I teach, I did my seminars. That's why I make kind of safe money.
Yep.
So I don't need to fight right now. I'm gonna relax, take my time, come back, work a lot on my striking. I want to fix that little thing, so I had a lot of time to fix, and I was at the gym every day, like I said, like you saw, and then I was training, and then I felt the improvement come. It's nothing kind of I work next week is good. No, it kind of takes time,
Yeah.
and then I put all my confidence back, and then I was training. So now I feel relaxed. When they call me for July, I had like 12, 13 weeks. I say, man, that will be like perfect time. I'm in shape. Now I just gotta keep in shape, put my weight down a little bit, and just keep training. Then we're gonna get like more focus. But that time that I was without a camp, but training, I think the improvement is a lot more because sometimes you are just in camp, sometimes you just train for the guy, you do a lot of cardio. Sometimes you don't have a time to fix the little things, the little fox that coming and they. So now I could stop, relax. Oh, what I'm doing wrong? Okay, let's fix that thing tonight. Okay, and then I come just drill that thing, and then I saw a lot of improvement. That works very well for me.
Well, that's great, Gilbert. And thanks so much for coming on here. I appreciate it. Taking some time with us, especially since today's Friday, big sparring day for you guys. You just got done over there at Black Zillion, so I appreciate it. I know it's tough because I talked to a lot of the guys on Fridays, just casually text them and talk to them, whatever. And most of them can't talk because sparring days at Black Zillions is really tough. And most of them are like, look, I can't. I'm not going to be able to do anything until Saturday. Let's talk on Saturday. I'm like, all right. So thanks, Gilbert, for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. Good luck in this fight, man. Have fun, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you, Frank. I'm a big fan, and boy, it's my pleasure to be talking with you, and hope to see you in Las Vegas, bro.
All right, talk to you soon. We'll see you again.
See you, bro. Take care.